Have you ever felt alone? Have you ever felt that nobody is there for you and you have felt depressed and sometimes you feel very bad about yourself? I know for sure everybody would have gone through this phase in one or the other time of their life. Hi, I'm Keerthan, founder of College Innovators and author of the book Why Being Independent is Awesome and XMoney Secrets. In this video, let's discuss about few things that only you can give it to yourself. And since you are not giving that to yourself, you're going through depression, you are going through self-sabotaging, you are going through the phase where you are not liking yourself, right? And this is very, very important. I'm telling you, this is so critical, so crucial that nobody talks about this, right? No education, colleges or schools talks about this, right? And from the beginning, when we are actually studying in the college, what is actually happening is that we are being told that, hey, you did this mistake, you are wrong. You are the mistake, right? Like this, we have been told again and again, and our brain is conditioned sometimes that if I do mistake, I am wrong, I am the person. When you go into a social situation, something goes wrong, I am the wrong. We put blame on ourselves. And in that process, we are hurting ourselves, right? But you need to understand, once you do this too much to yourself, guess what? You lose yourself. And once you lose yourself, you don't find meaning or you don't find fire in doing anything. Because you need to understand, you as an individual, you are not living in your house or a car that you drive, or you are not living in the place wherever you go. You are living here inside this. And if you don't take care of this, do you think your parents can take care? They can take care only in the external world to a certain extent. But there are a lot of things that is happening in internal world that only you can give it to yourself. And let's discuss about that. 5 things. Here is the first thing. That is self-love, right? That is so important. Right? Think about it. Right now, you actually love your cats, you love your dogs, you love your parents, you love the friends, everybody, but we forget to love ourselves. Why is that? Like, I'm very important to myself. And that is so important, right? I want you to take your fist right now. Take your fist right now and give a kiss to yourself. Have you done that to yourself? Right? Give this. This is self-love. Say, I love you to yourself. That is so important. Say that, I love myself, right? I love myself, right? Because I'll tell you, you need to understand you are not in self-love if you are comparing yourself with someone else. Because think about it, right now, if you do this to yourself, right? Guess what? You will do this to others as well. And that is very, very wrong, right? Because I always say this to my students, that comparison is the one thing that what we should avoid. What is good? So competition is good, because if you compete with others, it is not comparison, you are competing for the period of time, but it will grow you fast. But collaboration is also good, because if you are collaborating with people, it will grow you strong. It will grow you, one grows you fast and one grows you strong, but comparison will grow you down, right? So self-love is very important. Whenever you find yourself in comparison, or whenever you feel that, oh, that person looks great, that person has that thing great, what I want you to do is that I bless them to have more of it, but I love myself. This is very important. Most of the time what we do, we get into jealousy mode. Stop it, right? That is very important. That is the moment you are actually losing yourself. You are not giving that self-love to yourself, right? And the second thing is self-respect, right? This is so critical, right? Because most of the time what we do is that we blame, we complain, we justify, we feel guilty that I made a mistake, right? And you keep on telling that you are not good enough, this, that. Think about it. Right now, think about it. If somebody is actually told so many things, like let's consider, you tell all these things to your friends, okay? You are not good enough, this, that, blaming. Do they stay with you or not? They will leave you, yes or no? So much of blaming, so much of complaining and all. But you are doing this to yourself. If you don't respect somebody, they will shout 10 things to you. But you are doing the same thing to yourself. Isn't it a very bad thing? So stop avoiding. Whenever you find yourself doing this, right? Complaining, blaming, justifying, stop. So no comparison. What is that you have to give? Love. And the second thing, because these are the emotions, right? Because if you don't give these emotions to yourself, which is love, which is self-love, self-respect, you will feel hollow inside. Because I'll tell you, what will actually happen is that every event, this is called as behavioral science, every external or the internal event that actually happens in life what will happen? Let's consider certain event happened. Suddenly we actually give certain meaning to that event, right? So let's consider you were actually made left out from 5 friends who were planning to go to a movie, and they told you that, oh sorry, there is no ticket, can you actually come tomorrow, right? Or can you go to that show tomorrow? Now immediately you gave that meaning. Maybe I am the least valuable person among all of 6 friends. You gave that meaning to yourself. When you gave that meaning to yourself, guess what? After meaning, what comes is emotion. You feel that emotion of low value, right? Low respect. And after that, what comes to your mind is action. You will take an action saying that, I think I should avoid going out with these friends. That will be your action, right? Now what is actually happening? This is a downward cycle, right? This can happen in multiple places. Somebody might be actually having a conversation, there are 4 people, and they spoke with all the 3, they did not speak with you. Suddenly, you give a meaning to yourself. Maybe I'm not attractive enough. Maybe I do not have what they need. And guess what is going to happen? With that meaning, you're going to get an emotion of not being valuable, right? Guess what is going to happen as an action step? I hope that you are able to understand. This is happening multiple times in multiple cycles. But what you need to have is that you need to have something called as BPV. What is BPV? Bulletproof vesting, which means that no matter what, you will never ever compromise yourself for anybody else. That is not an ego. That is a boundary of relationship. That's what you are keeping it with yourself, right? That is so important. You got to bulletproof yourself with that vest. But you are not keeping a defense mechanism, but you're just loving yourself. Like if they don't do it, like that is where that meaning part has to be handled. Because I know many people, sir, sometimes I feel very bad, sir, when I go there, when I do this, when I do that. Many people recommend them, okay, do yoga, do meditation, everything will be okay. No. The reason why you are experiencing certain emotion is because of the meaning you give. But if you take charge of that meaning, like sometimes I have seen this, people actually getting hurt for certain words. Sir, they said this word to me, this sentence to me. This hurted me so much, sir. No, the words did not had any meaning. So after they said it, you gave the meaning and you created the emotion. And because of that, you will take action. But if you take charge of that meaning part, then your emotions will be different and your actions will be different. I'll give you an example. Let's consider your friends actually had that particular 5-ticket movie which I gave you, the example, and they left you. Then you could say, wow, this is fantastic. Today I got a me time to work on myself, right? So then what is going to happen? You are going to feel an emotion that yes, this is awesome. Because whenever I actually get myself this time with myself, it's a great opportunity because every second of your life, you are ticking and getting closer to your graveyard. 1 second closer to your graveyard, 1 second closer to your graveyard, right? And if you do not spend that enough time with yourself, right, isn't it a big regret that you will have? So it's a good time. Like if you're getting time with yourself, the meaning you change, emotions will be immediately changed, and action will be like you will be doing some productive work, right? Some people said certain negative word or something that hurted you. At that time, meaning if you give, maybe they were in the bad state, maybe they had their own story, it's absolutely okay. Guess what is going to be your emotion of that? You're not going to feel hurt. You're going to feel sorry for them. You're going to feel that, okay, I forgive them, right? And then your action is going to be fantastic, next level. As simple as that. This is self-respect for yourself, right? So that you don't poke yourself up, right? And the third thing, right, what is very important here is self-care. What does this mean? Self-care means that most of the time we care, oh, somebody is ill, somebody wants to get something, we go and give, right? But you got to do that to yourself, okay? How do you do that to yourself? Which means that you give yourself a nice ice cream. You deserve it, man. And then you go and get it. You deserve a nice clothing. You go and get that by yourself. You don't wait for somebody to care you. You do that to yourself. This is so important. As I told you in the beginning, these are the only few things that only you can give it to yourself first, so that you receive more of that in abundance. Because if that is abundant with you, that you are going to attract more of that, and you are going to give more of that. You're going to give more of love, you're going to give more of respect to people, you're going to give more of care to other people, because that is abundant in you. What is abundant in you, only that you can give. Yes or no? Right? That is very important. And here is the fourth thing. So which means in caring, you give, you care, you give enough time to yourself, all of that. And the fourth thing is self-discipline, right? You do not want somebody to tell you what to do. You got to get yourself disciplined. And discipline is a very, very important statement that what I got from one of my mentors is that self-discipline means your ability to do what you should do, when you should do, whether you like it or not, right? See, many of the people have this definition that, I want to become independent. For many people, independent means that I should be doing what I want to do and I should be avoiding what I don't want to do. This is independent for many people. But according to me, that is slavery, right? You doing what you want to do and avoiding what you don't want to do. No. So what is true independent means, you becoming truly independent means that your ability to do whatever you want to become first, right? So that you can do whatever you want to do. Then you are independent. So your independence is that is very, very important. And here is the very important thing, that the last one, right? Once self-discipline is done, so what is very important is self-dignity or self-worth. What is that talk that you do in your mind about yourself? Ask yourself most of the time, are you telling that you are lazy, you are not good enough, you cannot do this, last time you didn't do this? That are the talks, right? Dignity means the communication that you do to yourself about how you are doing, right? You got to say that, right? You are a valuable person, you add value in people's life, right? You are doing great. Sir, if I'm not doing that, how can I say that? You do that. That is what self-discipline. Self-discipline comes first. You agree to do what you committed to do and do it, right? And then immediately your self-worth and self-dignity will increase, and command that, communicate that. At that time, you just be okay with it. No, do that. And once you do all these 5, fantastic things will happen. Hope that you got all these particular things. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, kindly subscribe to the channel and also give it that thumbs up if you have liked this particular video, and also share in the comments that how you are going to take care of yourself from here onwards. I would love to see that, and also love to interact with all of you. Look forward to see you